25 times. That was the most turnovers by any team in a conference game in 3 years, and they still dang near had a chance to win that game. Porter Moser says the same thing. The Creighton graduate from 1990. They had 18 turnovers. Had they just shaved off about 3 or 4 minutes from that awful start they had, they might have been able to pick up the win.
It's like both of them were talking about off the same script.
Right.
And so handling the basketball is going to be extremely important early. This Oklahoma team is going to really try to attack South Carolina right from the beginning.
Coach Moser felt like when they picked up the intensity, started pressuring the basketball against Texas, that's when they kind of got into a groove. So he hopes that maybe by doing that early, can propel this team to avoid a start like they had against the Longhorns. They go inside. Jalen Moore trying to get it off to Sam Godwin. Didn't work.
That's one of the things Oklahoma's trying to do more, big on big, assist and passing.
Kobe Wright gets it to Colin Murray Boyles. Guarded by Moore. Those two guys are certainly great offensive players. It'll belong to Oklahoma. Both teams with an opening turnover.
But part of the problem is Wright came into South Carolina as a shooter. They've transformed him into a point guard, but it's hard for him to set up other guys once he gets too deep like that, Dave, and that's one of the reasons why they have some of the turnovers that they have.
Here's Fears up top, gets a screen. Now we'll get it to Duke Miles, handoff to Goodine. Godwin with a big screen up top. Try to dump it off to him underneath. He spins with the left hand, and nice touch.
The game within the game are going to be the post guys, Pringle and Colin Murray Boyles, against the bigs of Oklahoma with Moore and Godwin. We know about the guards.
Here's Ugasuk, had a great game against Vanderbilt, a career-high 20 points.
And Pringle is telling Ugasuk, wait till I get set.
Yep.
So many times, big pickup foul, trying to set the ball screens because the guards are moving before they're set.
Well, Pringle's just glad to be back on the floor. He got in foul trouble against Vanderbilt on Wednesday night. This really slowed his game down. Here's Moore. They leave him wide open off the front of the rim. Rebound to Nick Pringle, the former Alabama Crimson Tide performer.
Pringle really wants to stay on the floor. Talked to him the other day at practice, and he felt him not playing as many minutes against Vandy really hurt the South Carolina team.
A little dump down to Pringle, working on Godwin, and that's why they want him on the floor.
Yeah. He and Colin Murray Boyles, they really like each other. They play well together. They share the basketball with each other.
Fears with a floater. Got that one to go. Nice job by the young man who just turned 18 back in October.
And that's a lot of pressure. You come in late, and all of a sudden you step up and you have to lead a major college team in a tough conference like the SEC.
Didn't take long for him to get to the top of the scouting reports by opponents. It's had an impact on him here in the Southeastern Conference. Here's Davis for three off the front of the rim. Rebound to Jeremiah Fears, who averages almost 4 a game. Fears. Jalen Moore with a big hop step. Tapped around a couple of times, right to Colin Murray Boyles. There's Zachary Davis over there, number 2 for South Carolina. That's a guy that certainly has the talent to give him a little bit more offensively than he has been lately. Colin Murray Boyles with a nice pass from Davis.
That's one of the things South Carolina does very well. Lamont Parrish teaches that with his team. They share the basketball.
Goodine fires, connects.
That's the guy you don't want if you're South Carolina to get him going. He put on a show against Texas A&M, and he's capable of getting on a hot lunch.
Hit 9 of 11 from behind the arc against the Aggies. Right. Gets his own miss. In some traffic, it'll stay with South Carolina.
This is what South Carolina likes to do. Drive, penetrate, easy buckets for the big guys. Oklahoma, they like to get the ball in the paint and kick it out to the three-point shooters. Oklahoma is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country, and especially, Dave, when they were on their roll, they were really setting records with their ability to knock down threes.
Mohamed Wagué checks in for Oklahoma. Another Alabama transfer. 6'10", 225, wearing number 5. Here's Davis off the inbounds. 15 on the shot clock. Davis gets a great screen from Pringle. They tried to dump it right back to Nick, but it was tapped by the Sooners. Entry pass. And the reverse layup is good from Jalen Moore, the team's leading scorer at 18 a game.
South Carolina's starting off not handling the ball very well. They're going to have to settle down and really handle the ball a lot better.
Ugasuk. Defended by Kobe Elvis. Now it's off to the youngster, Arden Conyers. He is fouled, hits the deck on that baseline.
They really like Conyers.
Talk about that youngster when we come back. Well, this is what it looked like last night inside the Noble Center. A little SEC gymnastics. Of course, when Oklahoma and Texas joined, boy, it certainly made the expectations in this league for national championship even greater. Oklahoma rolls in with their gymnastics teams ranked #1 in the country. They flipped the floor back to hoops for this afternoon, but Oklahoma beat Missouri last night here inside this building. Now, the Sooners basketball team hoping to knock off South Carolina. Picked to finish 15th in the SEC preseason poll, but this club got off to a great start. 13-0, one of the 2 remaining unbeatens at the end of the regular non-conference performance, them in Tennessee, but then they get beat in their opener in the SEC, and they can't find a win right now.
Well, first of all, Porter Moser is a great coach, his enthusiasm, but one of the things they're doing today, Dave, their post, they're 3 out of 4 from the post. Because of that, they've allowed, they're 2 for 2 from three-point range, so from the perimeter. So because they come up with that inside game, it's really helping the outside game get easier shots.
Well, here is the freshman Arden Conyers, a redshirt freshman, a 3-star recruit coming out of high school. Of course, as a redshirt, didn't play last year, but he has certainly found some minutes here in the last few weeks. Some injuries in the backcourt to Jamari Thomas and Miles Studies have allowed him to play. 5 for 11 from behind the arc the last couple of games. Total 23 points the last 2 games. He's starting to come on, and boy, he looks the part.
Well, he's been working with the first unit for about the last 3 weeks, so they anticipated him helping with the injuries. It's kind of fast-tracked it a little bit.
Well, they could use it, that's for sure. Here's Kobe Elvis, hands it off to Fears. Jeremiah goes left hand the whole way.
They have to stop Fears' penetration. When he gets downhill like that and can attack the paint, he just makes it easier for everybody else on the Oklahoma team offensively.
10th in the conference in scoring, 7th in assists. Not bad for a young 18-year-old in this conference.
You know, Mike Smith, when you get a freshman, you anticipate what they can do, but you really don't know until you put them under fire. And I'm sure Fears has stepped up and done so many things that they hadn't expected.
Pringle took it right into a triple team, got tied up. Ball bounces out of bounds. It'll stay with South Carolina. There was no change of possession, so only 1 on the shot clock.
Watch Fears here. You see, he's taking his time. He's not committed to the drive till he sees the lane open up, and then he finishes. That's that old change of speed.
Gets you every time. Some things never change. Ugasuk with 1 on the shot clock. Didn't hit anything. It'll belong to Oklahoma. Oklahoma offensively been pretty solid. There are some numbers defensively that kind of make you scratch your head. They're 14th in points allowed, 16th in this league in opponents' field goal percentage. Opponents shoot almost 44%.
I think they had an adjustment with the type of play here in the SEC. By that I mean the physicality, the athleticism around the rim, no easy finishes.
Step back from Fears, no good. Rebound to Pringle. Here's Zach Davis. Murray Boyles. Corner three, no good from Conyers. Glenn Taylor now the other way. Kicks it to Elvis from the corner, and he rips the net. He is 33% from behind the arc. That's number 30 on the year.
But that's the way Oklahoma likes to play. Push it out. They put their shooters in the corner, whether or not it's Elvis.
Boy, Glenn Taylor almost had to pick six the other way. Didn't work. And a corner three is the result for South Carolina from Zach Davis.
That's where Davis is better, when he's a receiver instead of an initiator. He's really a good shooter on a catch-and-shoot situations.
Loose ball picked up by Davis. Murray Boyles. Little pocket pass. Oh, nice bounce pass to Pringle from Murray Boyles, and that'll result in some free throws.
See, right now they're asking Murray Boyles to do a lot of things. You know, he's great in that low post, tough to guard, but they're asking him to bring the ball up, initiate, help reverse it, to get other people involved.
A foul on Kobe Elvis. That'll be his first. So Pringle to the free throw line. Nick out of Seabrook, South Carolina, by way of Alabama. He spent 1 year at Wofford, a couple years at Alabama, now here at South Carolina. He played 23 minutes against the Commodores. 3 points, 3 rebounds, fouled out, but was +5 when he was on the floor. Matter of fact, he was the only player that was in a positive in a plus-minus situation for the Gamecocks on Wednesday night.
Yeah, he was huge, and South Carolina's win over Clemson. He is really stepping up his game and really wants to make a huge contribution to this team. Foul trouble has been the thing that he's really working to try to stay out of.
Get a chance to see Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk.
That's your favorite guy.
I love that guy. We'll talk about him as this one unrolls. A young man out of Belgium, transferred in from Illinois, 6th-year player. Nice jump shot right up from Dayton Forsythe, the true freshman out of Dale, Oklahoma. And boy, they love him here.
He can really shoot the ball, and that's when he's in the game. Oklahoma runs a lot more weave action to try to get their guards to be able to either get open jump shots as people go underneath the screens or drive the basketball.
Ugasuk, he knocks home a three. Boy, he's starting to find it from outside now. After that 20-point performance against the Commodores, he hit 3 of 4 from behind the arc.
Now that's what he can do. He's also a good defender.
Here's Forsythe, gets out of trouble. Miles swings it around to Elvis.
Elvis likes to dance with that basketball.
Taylor had his pocket picked by Davis. Will tie up on the floor, loose ball, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Good work from South Carolina.
There you see Oklahoma, they go with their weave action. Forsythe comes off the dribble handoff and knocks down the jump shot. South Carolina spacing the floor. Ugasuk right there knocking down the three. Offense is beginning now to open up and loosen up a little bit as they get a little bit more ball movement.
Ugasuk averaging 6.5 points a game now after that 20-point performance. And a push on Dalton Forsythe. Forsythe, boy, you talked to Porter Mosier about Dalton Forsythe. When they put him in the game against Texas, it changed the game. His energy level brought some juice to the team and to the crowd. And felt like, you know what, if he's going to bring that kind of passion, I'm going to play him.
He did, and they've gone with now the full court pressure, which they did at the end of the Texas game. And that's the way you reward your players as a coach. If you want a certain action, reward it.
Oh, blocked inside by Godwin. Sooners back the other way. Miles off to Taylor. Now Elvis, under 12 minutes to go first half. Forsythe pressured by Jacoby Wright. Back to Godwin inside. Boy, he backs Davis all the way to the rim.
The physical play of Oklahoma's post guys has gotten better as they move through this SEC. They've made some adjustments, especially Godwin, as far as the physicality to finish around the rim.
They leave Jacoby Wright wide open, and he makes them pay. Jacoby Wright, 31% from behind the arc. Now 19 of 56 on the year.
But that's really, Dave, what he came to South Carolina as a catch-and-shoot guy, and he's been asked to do a lot of things.
So we'll take our under-12 timeout. South Carolina hanging tough here on the road against Oklahoma. 2-point game. Back in a moment. SEC, that 26 wins tied the school record with that Final Four team in 2017 under Frank Martin.
Dave, I went to one of the practices early, and he was showing the team he knew everybody's position offensively, where they were supposed to go, how they were supposed to execute, where the screen was, how you were supposed to come off. He has total command offensively of what he wants his team to do, and last year they did a great job in executing that.
A little under the weather during the week. Had to fly separately into Nashville with the team and left separately to make sure nobody got sick, but certainly feels a lot better today. Seemed quite spry this morning at 8 a.m. for the shoot around. Off the hands of Bozeman-Verdonk. For a couple of big boys right there, Godwin and Bozeman-Verdonk, guys that have played a lot of basketball.
They have, and Godwin and Moore have really stepped up and become a lot more aggressive and physical as the SEC season has progressed. And that's the learning curve, I think, that Oklahoma suffered coming into this league and making the adjustments.
Jalen Moore, defended by Colin Murray-Boyles. Jalen Moore spins, not going to go down. It'll belong to South Carolina.
You know, we talk about Colin Murray-Boyles, his offense, but defensively, you see the way he moves his feet. He's a really smart player. His understanding of the game, both offensively and defensively, gives him an advantage that his athleticism right now may not give him. Not saying he's not really athletic, but he doesn't play above the rim like a lot of guys in this league do.
Nick Pringle checks back in for South Carolina. Bozeman-Verdonk heads to the bench. An awkward position to inbound the basketball for Cam Scott, the true freshman out of Lexington, South Carolina, wearing number 23 in black today.
Oklahoma is really picking up the ball early. A lot of that has to do with Thomas not being in the game.
Here's Scott. Little room, floater, and in and out. Moore comes away with it. Jalen Moore. Godwin underneath, defended by Pringle, poked out of there by Jacoby Wright. Now Moore hangs in the air, and that'll be a foul called against South Carolina.
I really like the way Moore and Godwin are playing with each other. Help setting each other up, looking for the other one to roll. There you see Moore aggressively attacking the basket right there, trying to finish and get hacked on the arm.
Second foul on Nick Pringle. And that'll get Moore to the free throw line, where he's an 84% foul shooter. 76 of 90 on the year.
And now they bring Davis in to play like the fourth spot for him.
Here's our SEC-ACC Super Tuesday basketball doubleheader. Number 15, Mississippi State squares off against number 6, Tennessee at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Then on ESPN at 9, R.J. Davis and North Carolina are in Winston-Salem to take on Wake Forest. Should be another great night of hoops right here on ESPN. 20-16 Oklahoma advantage. Jacoby Wright has a 3 here in the first half. Now looking for a 2, left it short. Colin Murray-Boyles able to grab that rebound.
He is a sneaky offensive rebounder.
Corner 3, too strong. Davis with that rebound. Another opportunity. Conyers working on Goodine, and it goes. Count it.
They believe Conyers is a really talented offensive player. They believe he's got the ability to do some things that a lot of players not able to do offensively. There you see him looking to post up. That's a tough catch and a tougher finish for a three-point setup for a three-point play. That's not easy.
Bryson Goodine picks up the foul. And Conyers to the free throw line. Boy, he's now 2 of 5 at the line this year. Loose ball on the deck. Here's Wright off to Scott. Some pressure from the Gamecocks works out.
And that came off of Colin Murray Boyles. Again, I told you defensively, he is a really good defensive player. He moves his feet extremely well, can contain the ball whether or not it's a big or a guard.
Fierce in traffic, and a foul against South Carolina. Who's going to pick that up?
There you see the steal right there. South Carolina likes to double the ball screen, and they take advantage of it and get an easy basket.
That foul on Colin Murray Boyles. No good from Oklahoma. The Sooners get another chance, but then taken away by Murray Boyles. Colin Murray Boyles in this one, just one shot to this point. Need to get him more involved. Jalen Moore goes flying down the lane.
Boy, he's been playing really good basketball. Saw him last week against Georgia.
Take away down in that corner by Duke Miles. Here's Moore. Taken away there by Colin Murray Boyles. Boy, Porter Moser over there is unbelievably frustrated with the careless turnovers by his club right now.
Well, problem is that you get in so deep that you really can't make a play.
Murray Boyles fouled on the floor, no shots. Oklahoma by 2.
There you see the drive right there. Keep your head up and finish at the rim. That's how you make a layup.
Good luck, Notre Dame.
Well, you know, you've been around great athletes. The biggest receipt they have is respect, and that's what Ohio State is searching for.
That'll be Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Time, the national championship in the first ever 12-team college football playoff. I've enjoyed it. Here's Colin Murray Boyles. Enjoyed watching him play the last year and a half. He got denied at the rim. Back the other way comes Bryson Goodine. Making his 3rd start of the year. Started against Texas. Boy, 3 turnovers for the Sooners in their last 5 possessions. That one's poked away. Davis bumped, and he'll head to the free throw line.
Porter Moser's going to lose his mind. He is absolutely, I'm telling you from experience, just to have turnovers where there's no real pressure, and you're throwing it right to the other guy, and it's almost like a pick 6. That's enough to drive a coach crazy. He is going to lose his mind.
Going to the bench, bringing in 3 dudes right now. Dalton Forsythe over there. Glenn Taylor also coming in, and Kobe Elvis about to check back in as well, as Davis can't get that free throw to go down. Zach, 77% at the line. It's his first free throws in 2.5 games for Davis. But here comes the substitutions. McGee to the bench.
They'd like to put Elvis more on the ball. I think they feel more comfortable when he's initiating, so the shooters can kind of come off the action, whether or not it's the dribble handoff or the pin downs or the ball screens.
Oklahoma also going to bring in Luke Northweather, the 6'11 redshirt sophomore out of Jefferson City, Missouri. 22-21, 7:15 to play here in the opening half. 2 teams searching for their first conference win. 2 of the 3 that have yet to pick up a league win, the other being Arkansas.
Talk about losing their minds. I'm sure Cal right now is really, we both know him. You know, he doesn't take losing very easy.
Lucas Suk, no good. Rebound Moore. Got up above everybody else. Just take it himself.
Oklahoma had a lot of success with their big guys going big to big. They haven't done that in the last few minutes.
Forsythe bumped by Conyers, got the shot up. At least they didn't turn it over. Got a shot off, right?
We're making progress.
Murray Boyles.
See, this is where I think Murray Boyles can take advantage right now and score. He's a hard guard.
And a hold on Northweather.
How does Shaq say? Fresh chicken?
That's it.
I mean, when you get the new guy coming in and playing you, Colin Murray Boyles, he should look immediately to go in that low post and go to work.
And now South Carolina in the bonus.
He is so clever, and he uses his body so well. He's a very, very smart basketball player.
Austin Hero checking in for a few moments. Austin Hero, just his 5th appearance of the year.
And coaches talk to him, just don't turn it over. Just run our offense like you do in practice. Don't be nervous, just don't turn it over.
Redshirt freshman out of Milwaukee. Of course, the younger brother of Tyler Hero, the great Kentucky Wildcat and now great NBA player for the Miami Heat. Fourth tie of the game. Kobe Elvis crossover on Ugasuk. Taylor, nowhere to go. Nice defense there from Conyers. And that'll be a backcourt violation. Boy, Porter Mosier over there.
Well, when guys drive, they look for other guys to go to their spots, whether or not it's in front of the rim, whether or not it's opposite corner, whether or not it's top of the key. But coaches teach when you drive from certain spots that offensively you go to other spots and fill them. And Oklahoma right now is standing still when guys are driving the basketball and aren't giving outlets.
With 6 turnovers for Oklahoma in the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Ouch. Good news is they're not trailing. Ugasuk, Colin Murray Boyles, Davis. And a foul against Colin Murray Boyles on a moving screen.
No coach likes to see his star player pick up fouls on a moving screen. And again, it comes from the guard moving before he can get set. Although I didn't see a whole lot there. I really didn't see a whole lot there. I mean, maybe he's leaning a little bit, but I mean,
from some of the stuff we see, that fits in today's game clearly. I didn't think anything egregious about that, but it was a foul against Murray Boyles, and now Elvis trying to make him pay on the other end. Rebound Ugasuk. I've seen worse.
Yes. Way worse.
What I'm saying. Ugasuk off to Davis. 5:10 to go, and boy, we've seen that a couple of times from South Carolina here. The careless turnover too. I mean, it's been an issue for these two teams and continues here this afternoon.
Yeah. Maybe Davis is not able to handle the ball that far from the basket, and maybe they're going to have to find a way to get him, because he really is a good shooter, get him coming off of action and catch and shoot instead of trying to initiate.
That is 10 South Carolina turnovers. 35 in a game and a half.
That's what you're looking for. Fears penetrating. He's under control. Guy has his head up and finds Elvis in the corner. That's what you're looking for off of penetration.
Into 3-minute and 10-second drought by the Sooners. 3-point lead for Oklahoma. Ugasuk. Off to Bozeman's Verdonk. Kobe Wright. Off to Bozeman's Verdonk. Conyers. Baseline, tough shot, got it to go.
That's the second time he's made a really good move in traffic.
Fears. Poked away by Wright. Boy, now they got Fears tied up in the corner, and it'll be last touch by South Carolina.
You like to keep the ball in the center of the floor. That way you can, despite the pressure, you can go right or left. There you see Fields in the middle of the floor. He's driving, sets it up easy for Elvis to knock down the three. There you see Conyers. He's driving. He keeps his head up. Again, he makes a tough layup.
Elvis, catch, shoot, got it again.
If you're good at it, just keep doing it.
That's right. Well, that's a pretty shot from Kobe Ellis. Elvis now with 6 on 2 of 2 from behind the arc.
South Carolina is really extended right now.
Hero, offensive rebound, but then tied up in the paint. South Carolina will have the basketball when we come back. Sooners by 4.
There you see Oklahoma running out of bounds play, gets the ball to Elvis, catches, shoots it, and gives them a lead.
But just sitting here with 2 shots and a couple of fouls, so he'll sit for a few moments, maybe the rest of the half, we'll see.
You know, and I used to always tell my players, you know, you can do more. I like what you're doing, but you can do more, and that's not a bad thing for talented players.
Off the inbounds, that one's no good from Conyers. Bozeman's Verdonk, and a tie-up, and the arrow favors Oklahoma.
That's your guy.
That's Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk, who is now in his 6th year of college basketball, 3 years at Illinois, 3rd year at South Carolina, and he is wrapping up his law degree. The only player in Division I basketball that is getting a law degree and playing Division I hoops.
And the school's paying for it.
That's one of the great stories. I mean, talk about a guy who's taking advantage of the system put out in front of him. Getting his law degree, can probably take the bar, I think, sometime in June. Already has a job lined up in Chicago.
Life is good.
Yes. And a foul. That'll go against Hero.
South Carolina has done, because they've been playing a gap defense, has taken away a lot of the straight line drives by Oklahoma. That time they showed a lot of patience with Elvis and with Fear reversing the basketball so they could get Miles finally getting a drive to crack the defense. But that's been the one thing that has kept South Carolina in this game so far, is their ability defensively.
So Miles makes the first free throw. Don't forget, we've got more men's basketball coming your way with Vanderbilt at Alabama, 7 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday night. Then Missouri head to Texas, albeit that one 9 o'clock Eastern time. Longhorns struggling out of the gates in the SEC as well. Alabama with a great win today on the road in Lexington, put up 100 points again. Another shootout with the Wildcats.
Alabama's good. The league is good. Yeah. I mean, you can just go right down them.
Ugasuk. The 3 from Morris. No good. Rebound right into the hands of Kobe Elvis. Elvis back to Godwin. Davis the rebound. Davis has had the ball in his hands a bunch tonight.
Yeah, and I think he's so effective coming off of screens. He's really effective posting up. He's a big-time athlete. It's just hard when he's away from the basket, and a lot of that has to do with losing your point guard, a guy that does most of your initiating, and asking guys to do things in your offensively that they really weren't doing earlier in the year.
Again, no Jamari Thomas, their starting point guard, out with a knee. Miles Studi also out with a blood clot. Working on him, should be fine, but going to sit him out for a while. Both guys out, quote, indefinitely for South Carolina, but 2 backcourt players certainly make things difficult for the Gamecocks. Moore with a flush.
And that time right off the turnover, that was almost like a pick 6. Both of these 2 teams are having problems not turning this ball over.
7-0 run by Oklahoma. It's pushed the lead out to 8. Where will the Gamecocks go for offense? Jacoby Wright. A big collision there as Moore ran right into Bozeman's Verdonk. Zachary Davis inside Bozeman's Verdonk. He is fouled and will head to the free throw line.
See, this is what I'm saying. Jacoby Wright, he gets too deep, and the help side defense is able to come over. They make the steal, and they get an easy dunk right out of that. Moore really runs the floor really well. The explosiveness of SEC big guys is just amazing. Their athleticism, the way that they just crash the rim.
3-point play for Bozeman's Verdonk. I wonder if the law firm he's going to in Chicago has a basketball team or something.
Oh, he's going to be on it.
I was going to say, yeah.
He's the ringer.
Fears, haven't heard from him since early in this game. Can't get that one to go down. Jeremiah with 4 points, 3 rebounds, but 4 assists. Already at a season average in assists. Davis, high arching 3, no good. Moore tracks that loose ball down. Timeout taken by Oklahoma. 1 minute to go here in the first half. Sooners lead it by 5. Back in a moment.
And not even to get a shot at the basket and to give the other team an easy opportunity and more shots at the other basket. It really takes a lot out of the coaches. Coaches normally rather you take a shot, miss it, because at least we can offensive rebound it, than just turn it over.
Gamecock with those 25 on Wednesday and still had a chance to beat Vanderbilt. Oklahoma had 18 turnovers against Texas, still had a chance, down 23. They cut it to 3 in the second half, but couldn't get over that hump.
Which means you're doing a lot of other things very well,
right.
You know, to still be in that position and to not get blitzed.
Forsythe.
That's a tough pass.
It'll belong to South Carolina with 49 seconds. And that is turnover number 11 for Oklahoma. Gamecocks sitting here at 12. South Carolina, off those Oklahoma 11 turnovers, the Gamecocks have only made them pay for 3 points.
Yeah. And some of them, they've come back and turned the ball over right back. You know, that bounce pass, I'm going to take you back now. What coach made that bounce pass into the post famous? Tom Davis.
Oh, yes.
All right. And who was on his staff?
Dr. Tom.
Who was on his staff? Bruce Pearl. He loved that bounce pass into the post. Gary Williams then took it and won a national championship with it at Maryland with his flex offense. And Bruce Pearl, who was the mascot at BC, came to Iowa with Dr. Tom and now has become one of the best coaches in the country.
Timeout on the floor. We'll step away. Back in 30 seconds. Turnovers the other night against Vanderbilt on the pocket pass. He says they were too bunched up to make that pass work. What's he talking about?
It means the spacing. You have to have the spacing to be able to hit the post when he rolls and give him time. But they were trying to do it too quick while the defense was bunched up, and they could get a hand on it or deflect it.
Look at our SEC scoreboard. Auburn in a close one in Athens. Second win without the potential player of the year, Janai Broome. And, of course, Alabama with that big win over the Wildcats on the road. Ugasuk fires for 3. No good. Ugasuk not in the same rhythm he was in Nashville. He's now 1 out of 4.
He's not getting his feet set that time. He was fading back and shooting the ball on the catch instead of getting his feet set.
Here's Fears. Shot clock turned off. Jeremiah back to Moore. Takes it. Tough shot. Foul with 3.7 on the clock. He'll head to the line.
At this point, every time Moore sets the ball screen, gets it up top, he's just attacking the basket.
Some news coming out of Vanderbilt right now in Nashville. The Commodores up 62-51 on the Tennessee Volunteers with about 13 minutes to go in that one.
It's still early, but Vanderbilt is really playing well. They've got a lot of confidence, especially in that building.
Mark Byington, former coach at James Madison, who had just unbelievable success for a number of years, including last season, taking over that program.
One of Bobby Crimmer's assistants.
At College of Charleston, correct? Yep. You know something about Coach Crimmins, being on the bench with him. I'm sure that was a unique experience.
He's the best. He is absolutely the best.
Ugasuk lets it go from half court. Good if it goes, and it goes. Yes, sir. Morris Ugasuk.
That's what happens when you get your feet set.
From 45 feet, buries it. And boy, did the Gamecocks need a little spark. And does it count? Yes, it will. Clearly before the clock hits zeros. Bang, as they like to say, for South Carolina. Meanwhile, Jalen Moore, the only player for the Sooners with 10 points. But it's those turnovers again that certainly bothered both coaches in the first half. But South Carolina only 3 points off those turnovers.
Yes, and I think another part that's important is keeping Nick Pringle out of foul trouble for South Carolina. I think they work much more effectively when he's in the ball game because he creates a low post presence, and he works so well with Murray Boyle.
Gamecocks will have it first. South Carolina in that first half shot 40%, 10 of 25 from the field, 4 out of 12 from behind the arc. They'll swing it around the perimeter. Corner three from Zach Davis is nothing but net.
And that's where Davis, he is a really talented player, but right now, his strength is catch, shoot, not initiate, and not try to create.
Goodine gives it to Godwin. Now it's Moore. Fierce. A couple of baskets early, but haven't heard much from him. Godwin, left hand, too strong. Pringle had it, lost it, saved by the Sooners. They'll reset. Goodine. Fierce. Ugasuk defends him nicely. Long rebound to Goodine. Here's Moore flying down the lane. Little contact. No whistle. Count the basket.
But Moore is one of those guys that can handle the contact. He plays with it, knows how to stay in his shot motion.
Colin Murray Boyles takes it himself. Nice work off the window. And see if that doesn't get him cranked up a little bit. Now just 5 points. Fierce. They're going to call a foul against South Carolina on the way up as Sam Godwin was trying to lay it in out the window.
Godwin has to be more aggressive wanting the ball when Fierce comes off of him like that. He can't hang behind the defensive player. He's got to figure out a way to get in front of it and make it a cleaner action, and he's able to score because they're really looking for him to do that. And I think they also have to get Goodine going a little bit. He's just too good at shooting.
Godwin misses a free throw, just 61% on the year. Matter of fact, he shoots just about as well from inside the arc as he does from the free throw line. He's at 60% on the year field goal percentage, and now he's going to be below 60% at the free throw line. Jacoby Wright. Here's Nick Pringle. Been quiet. Nick, shots blocked from behind by Bryson Goodine, but kept alive by the Gamecocks. Zach Davis backs it out. Shot clock at 4. Pull up 3. Short. Moore again. Boy, had it stripped by Wright. Fierce. In and out. Tapped around a couple of times to Pringle. Davis back to Murray Boyles. Little two-man game. Davis, pocket pass. Murray Boyles fouled by Godwin on the way up, trying to slam that one home.
They really worked that little pocket pass very well. They were more patient with it that time, and they came from the empty side.
And watch the spacing.
Davis, yeah, watch the spacing. He clears the defense before he tries to deliver it. Murray Boyles is awful vicious around that basket.
Colin 68% at the line. Gets the first one to go. He's fouled out 3 times this year.
He's still, Dave, too nice a guy. You know, I mean, he is so strong and so physical, wanting the basketball, punishing guys that try to guard him.
1 out of 2 for Collin Murray-Boyles. 5th tie of the game. Miles. Entry pass. Godwin. Tangled up with a couple of Gamecocks underneath, and Murray-Boyles maybe heard you. Got a little feisty, didn't he?
I'm telling you.
Ugasuk drives. They're going to count it.
The basket.
They're going to count the basket. Foul on Duke Miles. And Porter Moser might be close to getting teed up here.
It's a little continuation. But that's what Ugasuk can do. I mean, he's a good shooter, but he also can drive the basketball. That's why they're so high on him.
Porter Moser got his statement in.
When you've lost close games as a coach, you know everything matters.
Miles.
And that's why you see coaches really harping on little things and going after the officials on little things when you lose a lot of close ball games.
Davis. The front of the rim and a foul underneath. That's going to go against Oklahoma's. Oh. Waggy picks up the foul, and Porter Moser is a little hot under the collar here to start the second half.
Waggy is the most aggressive post guy on the Oklahoma team. He's physical. He really does a great job on the glass. He does a good job defending, but he's not afraid to bang bodies.
Ugasuk. Dump it into Pringle. Posts up. Waggy. And another foul against Oklahoma. Oh, boy.
Well, what he's doing technically, Waggy's getting underneath of the shooter. When the shooter gets the ball, you cannot get underneath of it when he goes up for a shot. That's the mistake that he's making.
Mohamed Waggy picks up 2 quick ones. Pringle on the inbounds. Back to right. He fires for 3, and he's got it.
That's what Jacoby's really good at. Catch, shoot.
It's the first time South Carolina has led this afternoon. Here's Fears. Jeremiah. Waggy answers back on that end.
And that's what I'm talking about, Dave. When you drive, you send your big to the front of the rim so the guy driving knows where he can dump it off if he sees some help.
Kobe Wright with the basketball, 4th-year senior. A rare 4th-year senior at the same program. Moving screen on Pringle, yep. 3rd foul on Nick Pringle. 42-40. Gamecocks out in front on the road. Back in a moment. The league in scoring. Janai Broom out with a sprained ankle leads it in rebounds as Zakai Ziegler leads the conference in assists. Now there's Jeremiah Fears, who is top 10 in the league in scoring. He is 7th in assists, 9th in steals, 9th in field goal percentage, 15th in free throw percentage. I mean, the numbers are crazy for a young 18-year-old freshman, but yet he is quiet today, which is 4 points. And there's a guy getting loud, Bryson Goodine.
It's important for Goodine to get going. I just think when he gets going, he brings electric, especially to this building, and I think he picks up the whole Oklahoma team.
Gives the Sooners the lead again, 43-42. Trying to post up Murray-Boyles. Jacoby Wright in some traffic, kicks it back out. 3 from Conyers, no good. Tapped around and 1 by Conyers. Back to Murray-Boyles. Ugasuk steps into one and knocks it home, and the Gamecocks back out in front. And Porter Moser over there. The life of a head coach. You know the drill.
I'm telling you.
You're sitting over here with me now. And a foul.
Moore is really good going to the basket. Colin Boyle should have laid off, I thought, that one. That was a tough one, and that would have been a tough make for Moore.
Well, that'll get Jalen Moore to the free throw line. The foul on Colin Murray Boyles. That'll be the third on CMB. Jalen Moore at the free throw line, 84%. He is 4 out of 4 today. 12.6 rebounds. A young man who transferred in from Georgia Tech a couple of years ago. It's now his second year here in Norman. Leads the team in points and rebounds.
And he's just so active. I mean, he's active defensively. He's active offensively. They run things through him. He's really been playing well.
Substitution from South Carolina, returning Zachary Davis.
Davis comes back on the floor. Murray Boyles will take a seat. Jalen Moore, battle for Atlantis MVP, that tournament where Oklahoma rattled off 3 straight wins in 3 days. They beat Providence, Arizona, and Louisville. And at the time, we didn't know Louisville was going to be as good as they are.
South Carolina's going without a post guy right now. They're kind of spreading the floor.
Block. Godwin blocks Bozeman's Verdonk. Back the other way. Moore. Godwin hands it off to Elvis. Alley-oop. A little too strong. It'll belong to South Carolina.
You know, Elvis had a chance from coming off that screen to either have a jump shot or go to the rim. It's good to be unselfish and all like that, but the way Elvis has been shooting it, I might have pulled it.
First turnover for Oklahoma this half after 11 in the first 20 minutes. But Jacoby Wright all tied up. Gets it to Ugasuk. Cross court to Davis. Bozeman's Verdonk. Little handoff to Ugasuk. Conyers. Boy, tough pass handled by Davis. 5 on the shot clock, up and under, off the window, a little too strong. And in a foul. That could go on either one of those, Bozeman's Verdonk or Davis. That'll go on Bozeman's Verdonk. That'll be his second.
With this lineup, look for some sort of dribble handoff and try to roll one of the posts.
Forsythe played a few minutes in that first half. The true freshman back on the floor now. Godwin's working on Bozeman's Verdonk.
I think Godwin is more effective facing than he is with his back to the basket.
2-point Sooner lead. Arden Conyers working on Forsythe. Davis. Bozeman's Verdonk. 3 on the shot clock. Ugasuk, high arching shot off the rim. Bozeman's Verdonk comes up with the rebound, lost it. It will stay with South Carolina.
Dave, this has been a problem for Oklahoma. Rebounding, defensive rebounding. They've been hurt in critical situations with teams coming up with key offensive rebounds.
Fears back on the floor.
One of the reasons Elvis wasn't starting was to make Oklahoma bigger.
Pringle off the nice pass from Jacoby Wright. Taylor blows right past Conyers.
He had an easy layup if he just stayed on that side of the rim, but for whatever reason, he tried to go over the front of the rim and made it more difficult.
Ugasuk. Nice take to the rim. Rebound to Forsythe. Up ahead to Fears. Open floor. Takes it himself.
Fears is so good in the open floor. He changes gears and then he finishes so strong at the rim.
Davis. Ugasuk. Jacoby Wright. Jacoby will fire for three, and Davis taps it, and last touch by Pringle. Sooner fans making some noise inside the Noble Center.
When the game's on the line, you want your key guy to step up, and this is what Fears does. Watch him change gears right there and finish it strong at the rim to give Oklahoma a lead.
Absolute mess. So do what you can and help those folks out. Here, Oklahoma up by 2. You see our leading scorers. Jalen Moore came in leading the team with 18 points a game. Fears just 6. Now, remember, he averages just 12 points a game in conference play. I mean, they have figured something out. We've talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
He's at the top of the scouting list.
Without question. And he's got to be more aggressive in his moves and figure out when he can go and when he needs to set up his teammates.
Here's Fears. Trying to go a little up and over. Jacoby Wright not buying it, the fourth-year senior. Here's Miles with 5 on the shot clock. Little head fake. Conyers defending him, but not a lot you can do about that.
Miles has that one-on-one playground game where he knows how to stop, spin, and he really can make tough shots. They've got to figure out a way to get the ball to Colin Murray Boyles right now.
That one is right through the hands of Conyers.
But again, you got Davis on the perimeter, and he's had trouble being on the perimeter, making the right decision with the ball pressure he's getting.
14 turnovers by South Carolina. Northweather fires and got that one to rattle home.
The assistant coaches were telling him, Coach Moser, to put Northweather in the game, so they were looking for that pick and pop action that they felt were there because of the way they were playing Fears.
His 9th 3 of the year, and South Carolina answers right back behind Jacoby Wright. Northweather, 6'11", 240, a redshirt sophomore out of Missouri, was the Missouri Gatorade High School Player of the Year a couple of seasons ago. Well, you get a guy 6'11" out there knocking home threes. That'll change the dynamic a little bit. Now here's Fears. He misses everything. Davis. Colin Murray Boyles dumps it inside to Pringle, working on Northweather, and he just kicked it right out of bounds. Well, here's the 6'11" sophomore.
Pick and pop. That's what you're looking for, knocking it down. I look for Oklahoma to kind of go back to that, the way that they're playing Fears. But Fears has to read how to take advantage of that and attack the basket if they don't defend it well.
Northweather have been scoreless in the last 3 games before that 3 a moment ago, and short on that one. And again, South Carolina just can't hang on to it. I mean, it is incredible.
Jacoby just needed to pick the ball up, and he's worked extremely hard. But just pick the ball up. I mean, it just lost it.
You know, there have been some bad passes, but some of these, they just drop the ball out of bounds. They kick it off their foot. I mean, it's just some of the craziest things you wouldn't think would be happening like this. Maybe once every now and then, but it's been multiple over the last few games. Fears. And a foul as he goes with the left hand and runs into one of the cameramen underneath the basket.
He is so good with the ball in the paint in traffic. And he's strong enough that he can finish at the rim. A lot of guys aren't strong enough. Can they get their shots deflected or blocked?
Well, Here's the first free throw attempt for Jeremiah Fears. And I say that only because Fears has been to the line 102 times this year. He gets there a bunch. But tonight, or this afternoon, this is his first trip.
But some of that, Dave, I think is his mentality. I mean, he's attacking the pass, not attacking the score.
Right.
And I think that you have to wind up doing that. And it's hard for freshmen that do both. They kind of get in the mindset, I'm a score or I'm a pass.
Good free throw shooter, 82%, knocks those home. So Fears now up to 8 points. Oklahoma's largest lead has been 8. South Carolina's largest lead has been 4. Colin Murray Boyles gets on that low block and you can't stop him.
Yeah. You have to have some plays where you just kind of keep him on a low block and bring the ball to him.
Fears. Oof. That was wide right by about a foot. 5-point game. Jacoby Wright. That one's blocked and saved. What a job defensively by Jalen Moore. Forsythe. Got it.
Miles set him up real well. He got the ball under control, pushed it, made the defense play him, and set up the jump shot.
Dayton Forsythe gets the crowd on their feet, and it's an 8-point advantage for Oklahoma. And a foul as Taylor was a little late getting over. Timeout on the floor. Oklahoma has matched their largest lead of the game at 8.
Now, I tell you what, but there you see the block right there. Forsythe comes up with it. They push it ahead. Forsythe knocks down the 3. Oklahoma has the lead.
Florida's up 10 at home against the Longhorns, and that one in the second half as well.
You talk about murderer's row. Coaching in this league, I'm just telling you, there's no easy night. There's no soft touch. One of the things I think that made the league so good is the guard play. I mean, you know, the SEC has always had really athletic guards going all the way back, but the skill level, the athleticism and the skill level, and the bigs are so physical and they're so athletic. I mean, so at the 1 and your 5s up front and in the backcourt, I mean, you really bring talent and versatility.
7:45 to play. Nice box out underneath by the Gamecocks. Ugasuk comes out of there with the basketball.
They got to go down to Colin Murray Boyles right now, I think, and figure out a way to get him the ball in the block.
There you go. They post him up on Moore, and he draws the foul. Every time they throw it down there and they got one-on-one, Murray Boyles is winning.
Yeah. I mean, Moore is good. He's not physical enough to disrupt where Colin Murray Boyles wants to catch the ball. See, he gets it right there over the top. He goes right into the defensive player.
Moore looks at the bench and says, what do you want me to do with that?
You almost do better playing behind, try to kick him out and double down.
Yeah.
And make him kick it out to somebody else and let somebody else try to score the basketball. But one-on-one, it's just difficult.
Kicks out. 5-point game. South Carolina 10 out of 16 at the free throw line. Colin Murray Boyles had 3 points in the first half, 8 here in the second. Moore. He'll head to the free throw line, and that's going to go against Murray Boyles. They just exchange fouls.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's his fourth. He's got to move his feet on that. Yeah, when these players go and try to lobby the officials, they're not going to change their minds. These are NCAA officials. I mean,
well, He saw Colin Murray Bowles over there trying to plead his case to Josue Nieves, who came over to the table for the game today and said, let me take you back to 1991, Coach Clark. He was in Puerto Rico playing for some good international team a long time ago, and there were a bunch of teams there in some tournament. He said, you were the guest speaker, came in and gave a nice message to all the boys. 1991.
He was taking me back, and he said Puerto Rico. I didn't know where he was going with the story, and but you know, you just try to reach out and touch a lot of people and share the game and try to make the game better.
I saw a ball bounced away from Josue during warm-ups before the game today, and it came to him, and I saw him do a little couple drills. Once you're a baller, always a baller, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think you got to go into Nick Pringle right now and find a way to get Nick involved.
A pushing foul on Dayton Forsythe. That'll be the second on him. Dayton, of course, the true freshman out of Dale, Oklahoma. #1 player in the state, won 3 straight high school state championships. And I tell you what, he has earned him some minutes here, and I think you're going to see more and more of him as this season unfolds on the floor, along with Fears, the two of them in the backcourt.
Yeah. South Carolina's not doing itself any favors from the foul line.
No, they are now 11 of 18, Coach. Down 7. Here's Fears. Moore sets the screen. Back to Moore. 6.5 to play. And a push on Ugasuk, who can't believe it.
You know, that's a hard cover for Ugasuk. Because watch Moore put it on the ground. He's attacking the basket. He's always attacking. You got to back off right there. Not to put yourself in harm's way. But if a guy's always attacking, you know, you can't go at him, because that's how you pick up fouls. When I say go at him physically, you got to back up, give him space, and use your athleticism to either make the shot block or take away his position.
That was the first miss at the line for Moore tonight. Now 8 out of 9. Kobe Elvis back on the floor.
With Elvis, they have a little bit more ball handling.
Arden Conyers defended by Taylor. Pringle. Davis. And a reach-in foul. That's going to go against Fears. 2 shots coming up.
There you see him attacking. It gets him across the wrist. But that's what Davis is good at. He's good when he's attacking the basket or posting up. He's tough to stay in front of because of his quickness. Again, South Carolina at the foul line.
Davis came into this game 77%, but hadn't taken a free throw in the 2 prior games. And he missed them both. Man. It'll go to Oklahoma. And South Carolina, even with these 15 turnovers, they're going to look at the free throw situation and go, what in the world happened?
And some of those were front ends of 1-and-1, so we used to count those as 2 misses.
Oh, Waggy goes up high and throws it down. The largest lead of the game.
He's got to come in with Colin Murray Boyle soon now.
Ugasuk. Back to Conyers. Davis fires. Short. Loose ball. Pringle scrapping for it. And he stepped out of bounds. It'll belong to the Sooners, but let's go back to that Oklahoma dunk.
There, you see the roll throwing it up. Tremendous dunk right there. McGee is just so athletic and so physical. He loves to attack. It's nice to bring a guy off the bench that you know is going to bring an energy level to your team, and he certainly does that.
Jalen Moore with 17 points, 7 rebounds to lead Oklahoma right now.
Moore is telling him, I want the ball.
Fears gets it to him. Fears, by the way, matches his season high with 7 assists today. What a shot, counted. Murray Boyles laying on his backside, trips up Moore, and now we've got a 3-point opportunity.
And give Moore credit for that from day one. He told the whole team, give me the ball.
And Colin Murray Boyles will foul out of this game with 11 points and 10 rebounds. It's his 5th double-double, but he'll be a spectator the remaining 5:06, and that is a big blow to the Gamecock operation.
It is a huge blow, you know, but give Moore all the credit. He was going to take the ball. He wanted it from day one. He told the coaches, he told the other players, give it to me. I'm going to the basket. He knew the matchup, and he took advantage of it.
Moore, the 6'7" senior. He is now up to 19 points, a little bit above his season average. Excuse me, 20 points now.
I mean, we talk about fears, but I just think Moore is the most important guy on this Oklahoma team, just from a leadership, defense, and versatility right now.
Taylor, all the way to the basket. It's a 10-0 run for the Sooners. They have pushed this out to 15. Here's the rebound. That's his 7th.
They need a timeout. South Carolina needs a timeout.
Buries a 3. And just like that, it's an 18-point advantage here in Norman. Timeout on the floor.
At the top of the show that Fears needed to step up and do more. He did. He got other people involved. Defensively, he played well, and he hasn't turned the ball over, and he's got his other teammates involved.
Oh, Oklahoma's bench has outscored South Carolina by 15. Kobe Elvis has a dozen off the bench for Oklahoma. Jordan Butler, the transfer from Missouri, his first seconds into the game lets one fly from the top of the key.
And he is a good shooter, but sometimes you like him to get up and down a little bit before they let the first one go. I think South Carolina has got to figure out offensively how they're going to play through certain guys.
So we'll step aside for a moment. Back to Norman right after this message. English and Spanish. To order the main card, go to espnplus.com/ppv. Well, we had kind of a UFC fight early in this one, but Oklahoma has certainly opened up a can of you-know-what here in the last couple of minutes on South Carolina.
Well, the key in the second half is Oklahoma's gotten, I think, easier shots. They've been in transition. They've got easier shots. They've been able to get the ball to their scores a little easier than South Carolina has. And a lot of that has to do, I think, with the ball handling, with Thomas being out, and other people kind of playing out of position a little bit offensively.
There's no doubt that South Carolina can't wait to get Jamari Thomas back on the floor. Their point guard out with a knee sprain right now, as Oklahoma is on a 15-0 run. South Carolina hasn't scored in 4 minutes. Jordan Butler, the 7-footer, gives it up to Ugasa. Ugasa in the corner, fires, and there you go. That stops the drought.
And that's what he can do, but now you're asking him to initiate your offense instead of spotting up and knocking down jump shots. And so everybody's playing one position out of position. And but Lamont will go back and he'll look at this and dissect it, and he'll make some adjustments.
More offensive rebound and put back.
He's a monster. He's a monster. He just plays so hard. And he looks to pick up his teammates to play to his level.
Wright with a little floater. Jacoby Wright now in double figures with 10. Got a nice game with 5 assists as well.
Was Porter Moser excited when we talked to him earlier today? I mean, he was pumped about this game and trying to get his first win.
Moore short. Conyers the rebound. Conyers. He was trying to hit Jacoby Wright slashing through the lane, but Jacoby kind of broke his route off. Don't forget, these same two schools will meet Sunday, tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And anybody, South Carolina is just, they're ranked number 2, but they are destroying people right now.
Don Staley is not just a good coach, but is a great motivator. And that program is just, and it's just starting, Dave. It's not like it's at the middle or the end. I think it's at the beginning with the recruits that she's got coming in. The fan base.
Boy, Fears. Won't be long before we see him post a triple-double. He's got 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists this afternoon. That won't go.
The thing I like about Fears, he takes coaching, you know, and they've coached him hard. You know, and up in Georgia, they sat him for a lot of the second half because he wasn't playing the way that they wanted him to play. He's bounced back, and that's how you get better.
Moore. Fears. That one blocked by Butler, but a foul in the process, and so that's what scorers do, right? Late in the game, they know what their average is. They'll find a way to get it, right? That's what they do.
Yes, indeed.
Jeremiah Fears, 2 shots.
Don't forget, we'll get you out to Drake and Indiana State as soon as we are finished here.
Drake's got a good ball club now.
Kevin Lehman on the call for that. When you see what Drake's been doing, outscoring opponents in Missouri Valley by almost 14 a game.
Sturck is their point guard, and he's special.
Under a minute to go. Butler connects on the 3. Jordan Butler's 6th three-pointer of the season. Well, Oklahoma, it was a tough start to SEC play in their first go at it, but see what this one will do is they kind of break the seal. They will pick up their first conference win of 2025. Meanwhile, South Carolina is going to be 0-5 in the league after a 13-5 SEC slate a year ago.
Porter Moser is going to get his first good night's sleep in January. I can tell you, searching for that first one, you don't sleep the full night.
Conyers can't get it to go. Loose basketball, and Oklahoma just going to let this one wind down. Jeremiah Fields waves to the crowd. He'll finish with 16, 8, and 8. What a night for him. But Jalen Moore led Oklahoma with 22. On the flip side, Ugasuk with 15. And South Carolina will fall to 10 and 8, 0-5. Oklahoma goes to 14-4 and 1-4 in SEC play. So that'll do it from here in Norman. Time to get you out to Terre Haute. Clay Matvick, it's all yours.